What's up? Danny here from Pixel Perfect, and today's video is going to be a tutorial to show you how to properly set up the audio part of your sound alerts in your stream. But first, if you haven't already watched the initial setup guide, be sure to click the link in the description down below or click the card here for the ultimate beginner's guide to sound alerts. So for today's video, we're gonna show you how to route your audio, address if your viewers can't hear your alerts, address if you can't hear your alerts, make sure that none of your alerts are doubled or playing twice, and also show you how to exclude your alerts from your VODs. So without any further ado, let's hop into the setup and get started. Now this brings us to our first troubleshooting measure. What if I can't hear my own sound alerts? Well, we're gonna go into OBS Studio, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our desktop audio here, and we are gonna go into the properties of that. Now, by default, it will be set to default, but sometimes this can actually pick the incorrect device. What you wanna do is you wanna change it to whatever your headphones are. So for my instance, it's going to be the Elgato 1080 HDR. And then you go ahead and click OK, and now your desktop audio will be set to your headphones. But the next step is, to make this a little bit easier, we're gonna go down to the speaker over here, and we're gonna make sure that this property source right here is the same. All you do is left click on this little speaker here, click on the up arrow box, and then make sure that this is the same. If these two match, you will be able to hear your sound alerts. Now, an easy way to confirm this is by going back into your sound alerts dashboard, clicking the play test alert, and making sure that the audio meter is moving. Hey, cuppa, cuppa, hey, cuppa, cuppa, hey. Now, not only can I hear that, but when I see that the desktop audio is moving, that also confirms that my viewers can hear that. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone right there. Now, for Streamlabs Desktop, the process is pretty much nearly identical. What you're going to want to do is go to your desktop audio device 1 down here, click on the gear, go ahead and go to Properties, and we're gonna change the device from default down to, again, Elgato 1080 HDR, because that is my headphone source. Go ahead and click that, and you can close this, and then just go back in, click play test alert, and then you will see. Now again, this confirms that your audio meter was moving, as well as being able to see it. I could hear it, and that also confirms that my viewers will be able to hear it. And lastly, for Twitch Studio, we are going to go to the audio mixer button at the bottom left and click on the gear for the individual audio sources. This is your headphone source, and mine is already set to my Elgato 1080 HDR. And then we are going to click save. Make sure that this is set to your headphone source. Click save. Go back into your sound alerts and click play test alert, and you will see the audio meter at the bottom moving. Hey, cuppa, cuppa, hey, cuppa, cuppa, hey. And now you've successfully configured all three softwares to make sure that your viewers can hear your sound alerts as well as yourself. Now, sometimes when you add sound alerts as a browser source in OBS, you get what's a doubling effect. And the reason for this is because you've added the browser source improperly. This is typically caused by adding multiple browser sources of the same URL without copying and pasting them as a reference. Now, when you want to add sound alerts to multiple scenes, what you want to do is actually go into your dedicated scene, and then you're going to go to your browser source. And instead of creating a new one, we're going to add an existing sound alert. What this is going to do is it actually is going to create an exact copy so you don't get any doubling effects or echo effects. You can also right click on the current source, click on copy, go into the scene that you want to paste it in, and then simply click paste reference. Either of these methods will work so you don't get a doubled or echo effect. And this process is the exact same for both OBS Studio and Streamlabs Desktop. Now, Twitch Studio, the process is very similar. We already have it in our gameplay scene, so let's say we want to add it to our just chatting scene. So we're going to click on that scene and edit it just like we did before. We're going to also add a browser source just like we did before, but in this case, we're going to add what's called a linked layer. This is basically the same thing as pasting a reference in OBS Studio. So simply click on this and click add, and you can see we already have the same URL, and it's the same confirmed URL. It's in here. We are good to go. Just click save, and you're done. Now, after you've confirmed that you don't have any doubling or echo effects, it's often a good idea to make sure that your alerts are not too loud, so it's not jarring for your viewers. And one way to do this is actually enable individual volume control in both OBS Studio and Streamlabs Desktop. This process is the same. So what you want to do is you want to go to your sound alert source and right click on it and click Properties. Then right here at the bottom, it's going to say Control Audio via OBS or Streamlabs Desktop. Simply click that, and click OK, you are going to see a whole new audio slider pop up right here. Now, because it has its own dedicated audio slider, we actually need to turn on what's called audio monitoring so you can hear it back in your headphones, because as it stands right now, it actually will not play in your headphones. So what you need to do is go into the gear and then go to advanced audio properties for this. And then we're going to go to the audio monitoring side right here. And we can see that this says sound alerts. You can also see it has the little globe for browser source. Click on this and then go to monitor and output. What this is going to do is it's now going to play back through your headphones, and it's also going to output for stream so they can hear it. Go ahead and click close, go back into sound alerts, and then click play test alert to make sure you can hear it. And now if you want to test the audio slider to make sure that it's not too loud for your viewers, simply go in, click the play test alert, and then I'm going to drag it down so you can hear it get quieter. Now you have full volume control of your alerts inside of OBS Studio and Streamlabs Desktop. Now, unfortunately, Twitch Studio does not have this feature, so in order to get direct volume control, you actually will need to go into the Sound Alerts dashboard and go over to My Alerts and then edit the volume of the individual source by source. So from this source to this source to this source, each one you will have to individually control because they will not actually be controlled with a master slider. And lastly, we come to the most unique step of the video, which is making it so your sound alerts do not show up in your Twitch VODs. To start, we are going to have to go to the settings at the bottom right corner here of OBS. Once that opens, go to the output tab over here and then make sure your output mode is set to advanced. You're going to want to make sure that your Twitch VOD track is turned on. It's got the little check mark here, and then make sure it's set to track number 2. What this is going to do is it's going to send 2 dedicated audio tracks to your stream. Track 1 will be what you and your viewers hear in the live real time, and track 2 will be only what the VOD hears. Once you've clicked track 2 for your VOD, go ahead and click apply, click OK, and then we're going to go back down to the gear for the audio slider of sound alerts, and we're going to click to the advanced audio properties tab, and then on the tracks section over here on the right for sound alerts, we're actually going to disable track 2 because that is the VOD track. That means that your sound alerts will not play on track 2, which is being sent to your VODs, making it so they do not show up in the VODs. Now for Streamlabs Desktop, it's nearly identical, but it's just laid out a little differently. So the gear at the bottom left, we are going to go to the output tab. We're going to make sure we are in advanced mode and then go down to the Twitch VOD track, make sure it is enabled and set to track 2. We're going to click done. We're going to go find our sound alerts audio slider, just like in OBS Studio. Click on the gear, go to properties, and then we are going to turn off track 2 right here. That way that track 2 for your VOD does not hear your sound alerts. Now, unfortunately, Twitch Studio is the only software that actually does not allow you to exclude these sound alerts from your VODs due to the fact that you cannot individually route the audio inside of Twitch Studio. Twitch Studio doesn't give you the option of having multiple audio tracks output to your VODs, so you can't actually turn off the sound of sound alerts going to track 2 like we did in OBS Studio and Streamlabs Desktop. But if you'd like to also check out the written guide for this entire setup process, there will be a link in the description down below. And there you have it. Those are some of the most common troubleshooting steps you can take when setting up your sound alerts. If you found that this video was helpful, drop a thumbs up, consider subscribing so you don't miss any more sound alert updates or tutorials. You can also join the Discord by clicking the link directly below in the description and get help directly from our support staff. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.